Welcome back to Living Local. Confronted with different realities as she found herself battling poverty, abuse of different types, rejection, trials, loss, and much, much more, our next guest has compiled her life into a memoir and the indebted beneficiary of countless second chances.
And joining us now via Zoom in this segment sponsored by Overnight Publicity is Comfort Khumalo Keil. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've had quite the journey. Let's talk about, what motivated you to leave your home for the UK in 2004. Let's start there.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I left Eswatini, my home country, and went to the UK because I was stuck. I felt like my life was not going anywhere. After several attempts of making my life better and failing, and then I just found myself not knowing what else to do. I was just saying, what next? Because I had failed. I was a divorcee, very young, and then I had 3 children, and then I tried several times to make connections with other men after that, and my efforts failed. So I found myself not knowing what else to do. So for the betterment of my life and my children's lives, I found myself telling myself that there must be something out there. There must be something for me, because I was left feeling like I was a failure. I didn't know how to keep a relationship or a marriage. And because I had 3 children, I was taken as if I was just damaged goods who don't deserve. I didn't deserve to be married because there were girls who didn't have children, and people preferred those people. So I decided that this is not for me.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like this move really changed your life, would you say?
Yes, because I became strong-minded, and I wanted to change my life so desperately because I wanted something new. I wanted to start afresh, and I knew deep down in my heart that there was something for me out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and what were some of the unexpected realities that you encountered on this journey?
Yes, because Swaziland is a very small country, and over 1 million people there. So when you think about a country like the UK and other countries, you do feel like there are greener pastures there. I will work and make a lot of money. So that was my attitude when I started on the journey. I was just saying, you know what, I'm just going to put myself out there and work, and my children's life and my life will be changed.
Yeah. So how did you navigate the challenges of poverty and abuse, all of that you've went through?
So when I got to the UK, I didn't expect what I found there. I came, I was excited and everything like that. And I found that the job that I had, it didn't pay much. So I backed because I had 3 children that I had left behind, and I was thinking that I was going to bring them after I prepared a place for them, and I had a stable job and everything. But when I got to the UK, I found that the job I had couldn't even support me, just me being there. And then I was poor because the money that I came with, I ended up spending it all. And then I even tried, I had some 2 policies that I had, investment policies. So I said, okay, I'm going to borrow from this policy, and then my children will go to school, and then I'll be able to support them. And then after a while, I said, how am I going to repay that money? So I decided to surrender the policies, and even if after I surrendered the policies, the money got finished. So I found myself stuck again, like I couldn't go back. I had already resigned from my job. I had sold my house. I had done everything. And the few days before I left, I was living with my parents. So yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah, and how did these experiences kind of shape, your life and kind of led you to creating this book? Because it sounds like you've had a fascinating journey.
Yes, because even after I was stuck in the UK, I decided that I'm not going to give up on my dream, because I told myself that there's no one for me in Eswatini, relationship-wise, because the people there, the gentlemen that I tried relationships with, they made me feel like I shouldn't expect much because I already have children. So my mind was changed. After I went to the UK, even though things didn't go well for me, but I didn't give up. I just said, you know what? This is just maybe a passage, a stepping stone for me. Let me look for something else.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because I didn't have money.
Yeah. So what do you hope that readers will take away from your book?
From my book, I wish the readers would take away the resilience that I had, because I didn't give up. I went to the US, even though I didn't have a visa to work there, but I struggled. I got an under-table job, and then I moved on. I went to Canada, and then I tried there. I tried to stay there. I fought for immigration because I didn't qualify to get immigration. So it was a fight. They refused me several times, and then I decided to bring my children there. And then we fought with my children, and then finally I got immigration. And then I worked, I got a good job, and then I worked, and then I decided that it was time, because my children were grown, it was time for me to find the love that I couldn't find in Eswatini.
Yeah.
So I decided, I looked, it was a beautiful love story.
Yes. Well, the book sounds fascinating and should be made into a 10-part miniseries somewhere because it sounds great. But
yes, thank you so much for
chatting.
taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
All right, again, this segment was sponsored by Overnight Publicity, and you can find Comfort's book on Amazon.
We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.